Hello, you're listening to the 100th episode of ReedyGeeks. My name is Andrew, and I'm joined today by the Norm Peterson of Rose and Crown, Sean.
That is a good one. You've recycled
I like that.
a quality. But that means I have a tab running there continuously, so that works too.
Yeah, for about a year, it's been you've been sitting at the end of that bar.
That works.
And the resident geyserologist with a Dole Whip problem, JJ.
It's not a problem if you don't have to stop.
Well, I don't know if that's the saying.
Oh, is it? Is it not? Oh.
In today's episode, our 100th episode, the Geeks create a new world showcase with the help of listener and our tallest fan, honorary geek John from Florida.
It is unfortunately my best physical trait.
When Epcot Center opened in 1982, World Showcase was supposed to be more than just a collection of restaurants and gift shops. Disney imagined it as a permanent World's Fair, a place where guests could walk around a lagoon and experience different countries through architecture, food, music, culture, and technology, all without leaving Central Florida. Some pavilions were sponsored directly by countries themselves, others almost happened but never got built. And over the years, Disney has quietly explored adding everything from the Soviet Union, maybe a future episode here, to Equatorial Africa. Now, more than 40 years later, World Showcase has become one of the defining parts of Walt Disney World. But tonight, for our 100th episode, we're tearing it all down. That's right, inspired by an idea from John, officially known as our tallest fan, we've invited him onto the show to help us create an entirely brand new World Showcase, which was his idea for our show. And to incorrectly quote Michael Eisner, it would be the World Showcase that never was and never will be. But before we get on to that, let's meet our guest tonight, honorary geek John. Hey, John.
Hey, Geeks. I'm happy to be here, guys. How are you?
Oh, we're
Not
glad
too
to have
bad.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I gotta take a quick moment here to 100 episodes. That's kind
I
of
know.
a big deal. If I'm being honest, this is like maybe 70 episodes more than I thought we would ever do. So we've
Miracles do happen.
we've come a long way.
Seriously.
It's been a good 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah,
we're getting
we first
close.
recorded 7 episodes before we released everything, and I kind of thought maybe that could have been it.
Did you felt satisfied?
I felt satisfied, and then we just
Or
kept on going.
extremely dissatisfied.
Honestly, one of the reasons why we continue to make the show is like our interactions with John and any other listener, that we interact with on Instagram, or we've actually met John before in Florida at Disney World. We happened to be there at the same time, and John, you reached out to us with this idea, and we really appreciate it because we love the idea, and we thought that it deserved a big platform. So our 100th episode is the platform we're giving it. It's a really good one.
Let's go. It's an honor, Geeks. It's an honor to be here. Let's do it.
We're so excited. So let's just have our listeners get to know you a little better. So were you a Disney kid before you were a Disney adult?
Yeah, so when my brother and I were young, my parents would take us to Disney World. We would go twice a year. We would go once in the summertime, and we would go for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas in December during the school breaks. And that was from as early as I could really remember, so probably when I was 3 or 4 years old. I remember having to stand on my dad's shoes so that I could get onto Thunder Mountain. In my 20s, I wasn't really thinking about Disney too much. And when I met my wife, she was obsessed with Disney. And I told her, like, yeah, I used to go to Disney. I really like Disney. And, that's something that, like, her and I bonded over. And she was really the one that was obsessed with Disney. And she got me back into it. and now I'm like an official Disney dad, all in, annual pass, all of that stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So when you go on a trip with your family, what's your non-negotiable on a Disney trip?
My only non-negotiable is I make it, now that I'm taking my kids, my only non-negotiable is I got to make sure everybody's happy. My daughter wants to meet the princesses. My son wants to go on the roller coasters. My wife wants to do it all. Nana has her favorite things that she wants to hit. And it makes me really happy at the end of the day when I look around and everybody's happy. I don't have like my own individual non-negotiable. I guess coffee in the morning.
Maybe the most wholesome answer we've ever had to that question.
Yes, that was really good. I like that. Actually, the last time we asked this question, we got a good answer too. Yeah.
So from going as a kid, obviously new things have opened since you've grown from a Disney child to a Disney adult. Is there anything that's really grown on you, or to opposite, has there anything that you thought was great and now you're kind of like, bad ride?
Yeah, what has grown on me are any of the shows. Particularly, I like the Carousel of Progress is probably my favorite thing. But I'm also a huge fan of, I think it's called Feathered Friends in Flight or something like that. It's the bird. Yeah. I call it the bird show at Animal Kingdom. I love it. The safari at Animal Kingdom. I love it. Those are the things that when I was younger, maybe I wasn't as interested in, but now I love doing that. And the things that have aged poorly is any of the roller coasters, particularly Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boys, we're getting old, man. I can't do it anymore. I don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, you're taller than I am, and I'm terrified on that ride. I always ride it like kind of hunched over a little bit.
I swear I'm going to get decapitated every single time I go. And how would anybody that's actually really tall go on this? It'd be impossible. I'm not that tall. I'm maybe 6'3". Like it's not possible. Like I swear it's right next to my head. I swear.
Yeah.
How? That's proprietary.
So, how did you find the Geeks?
So, when COVID hit, I was doing a lot of walking outdoors. And because, I was into Disney, I found a Disney podcast that I really liked. And so I would listen to it pretty much every single day. And then a few years later, it ended. And I was like, man, I got to find another show. And so I just went onto my podcast app and I started searching for episodes, right? I thought, what episode do I want to listen to? And I would just type that in and see if anybody had made one. And I found you guys a couple years ago because I'm really into like the history of Walt Disney and fun facts about the parks, trivia, things like that. And so I typed in obscure Disney history, and I found your guys. It was the first episode I ever listened to.
That's
from
pretty
December
perfect.
2024, right? And I saw the name ReedyGeeks, and I was like, "That's for Reedy Creek," so that's pretty clever. I was like, "Okay, so check," and I was like, "Oh, okay, so these guys know what they're doing." I like the name, and they had an episode of what I was interested in. I thought it was hilarious, and it just seemed like, hey, this is right up my alley. Like, these are my people right here. Like, this is an episode I would make if I were making a Disney podcast. And I've listened every single episode since then. And in like Tuesdays, I tell my wife, I'm like, it's Reedy Geek Tuesday. It's Reedy Geek Tuesday.
I mean, that's awesome. That's actually the episode that I would recommend to people that were like, oh, you do a Disney podcast? Like, I'll check it out. And I have recommended people to listen to the Obscure History episode.
I tell everyone, no, it's a top 27 Disney podcast.
Right.
He's not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. Have you ever tried the promo code ReedyGeeks anywhere?
Oh, everywhere. So, everywhere I go, per your instructions, buy anything from anyone. I tried the promo code ReedyGeeks, but they just add 5%.
They're on to us.
I keep a list of all of the things you recommend using promo code on.
We got to post it with the show. We got to post it with the episode.
I got my top 5. At number 5, I've got buying Crocs at the mall. It did not work. Number 4 is paying your rent. Number 3 is playing the Mega Millions at a gas station. That did not work. Number 2 is filing your taxes with TurboTax. Number 1, I forget what the context was, but chafing gear. When you buy chafing gear.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
This all sounds right.
I wonder what store that would have been at, the chafing gear, but that's
neither here nor there.
Wherever you get your chafing gear, promo code ReedyGeeks.
Just try it out. Okay, John. It is time for the Lightning McQueen round. It used to be called the Rivers of America round, but the shareholders dictated it wasn't bringing enough value, so we had to put some new IP in there. So this is going to be some fast answers to your basic Disney, like what's your favorite X type of question.
I got it.
Okay. Favorite park?
Animal Kingdom.
Favorite ride?
Kilimanjaro Safari.
Favorite resort?
Wilderness Lodge.
Favorite transportation method?
The monorail.
Oh. Favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant is Corner.
Casey's Corner? Casey's Corner?
Casey's Corner. I love it.
Hey. No, it's summer. It's hot dog season. I like that. Favorite snack?
Dole Whip from Adventureland specifically.
Yeah, that's the one. Favorite bar?
I don't drink, but I like the food at the bar at Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, Geyser Point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your favorite non-alcoholic drink then?
I'm a big fan of Joffrey's coffee, if I'm going to be honest.
There we go. Aced it.
Wow. You know what I want to see? I want to see John, Honorary Geek John, doing the 999 at Casey's Corner.
Those are big. Those are big hot dogs.
Those are big hot dogs.
Those are big.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'll send a picture.
Okay, John, you did a great job. I think everybody got to know you a little better, and we're really glad to have you because Josh and the Geeks need your help. You see, Josh tomorrow, he pulled out the demolition crew in Epcot, and it's up to the 4 of us to decide the fate of the world showcase. Unfortunately, the 11 countries that we know and love are set to be demolished. Like a phoenix, though, there will rise a new world showcase with 16 countries. And there's still hope for your favorite country because each of the 4 of us can chain ourselves to the entrance of that country and protect it from demolition. After the remaining 7 countries are demolished, we will decide what 12 new countries will join the 4 we've saved in the form of a draft. Once we have selected our 16 total countries, the new World Showcase 2.0 is set, and that's where the real fun begins. We'll each then get in our Imagineering Armchairs and imagine and reimagine these countries. No worries, listener. By the magic of editing, we will immediately be presenting our fully fledged ideas and reveal the ReedyGeek approved 16-country World Showcase 2.0. Round 1 of the draft will be saving 1 country each. Each country that is saved will be allowed to receive 1 addition or revision. Then there will be 3 additional rounds of the draft to select new countries. All countries that didn't get saved are completely ineligible to be selected as a new country. No funny business, Andy. When imagineering your new country, each country will have 1 sit-down restaurant, 1 attraction/show, 1 quick service or food stand, and 1 bar/lounge. So there's going to be 4 things in your new country. So when planning and drafting your countries, please be aware that this is 2026 and the shareholders mandate that IP should play a significant factor in your decisions where possible. Does anybody have any questions?
2 questions. First
Yes.
question, can we, whatever country I save, if I love it, leave it? I can leave it alone?
You can leave it completely, or you could just add one small thing. You go, you know what? I like it as is, but I'll just add a bathroom to it. Or you can make this change. You can make
Sure.
the addition really small.
Japan's not perfect, Sean. You can change it a bit.
Now, this I think is a good question because it has it can go a couple different ways. Say Andrew elects to save the United Kingdom. Am I no longer allowed to draft? Like, can I not make a separate country for Ireland?
Only Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom. So Ireland is a separate country.
Embarrassing.
Well, Ireland is represented in
Northern Ireland. I guess
They have some Irish stuff in the UK. There is. It's weird.
Yeah, does Disney consider that pavilion to also be Ireland?
I don't
maybe
think
they're just-
so, but there is some representation, and I just want to make sure.
I
I'm playing by the
think you'd be
rules.
free to take Ireland still if the UK is saved.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So, Andrew, do you have a wheel to spin to decide the order?
I do, and because we are so annoying, we're going to use this order to decide our order. So whoever gets selected first is going to choose where they want to draft.
That's right.
And honorary geek John gets first selection.
I'm taking first overall, baby.
Okay, he's going
All right.
1-1. Perfect. And it is snake style, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Our next selection is Sean.
I'm gonna go 4.
Okay, here we go. Dear JJ. JJ.
Wow, he could have just lied.
I don't play that game.
I'm gonna go second.
Yeah, second. Okay, I'm gonna go third. That's what I wanted anyway. There we go. I tell myself that every time we play a drafting game.
You know why 4 is good? Because I get the first pick of new countries.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I wanted 3. I think I made a mistake.
It's already
It's too late for
Already
that.
selected.
Too late. Okay, John, you are on the clock.
Okay, I am going to save USA. USA. USA.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so I have the next selection, and I'm gonna save Japan. I know everyone else wants Japan, but I'm gonna take it.
Okay. With the third selection of the draft, I am going to save Germany.
Wow. No pressure, Sean.
Wow. That's I mean that I was expecting that to go a different direction. So and it would have made my choice easier, but I feel like I have 2 very
Do you save Mexico or the UK? That's what it comes down to. Am I right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know what? I could argue that Morocco
Man.
would be a great one to save because you could make one really great addition to that and make it the best country.
Would the one addition be making it an interesting country?
Possibly.
Some type of show. You need a show or ride.
Okay. I'm going to do what I believe is the right thing to do, and I'm going to save Mexico.
Yep.
We have raved on this podcast about Mexico and the La Cava del Tequila. I don't think I could in good conscience come on here.
Agreed. Japan and Mexico are the two best.
Completely.
Wow. That did go different.
Our the 4 remaining countries, USA, Mexico, Japan, and Germany. That means Norway, China, the African outpost, Italy, Morocco, France, and Canada, and the United Kingdom.
I think we got
gone.
to talk about the African outpost, though. What does that really get rid of us, for us?
Nothing.
All of equatorial Africa? I don't think so, right?
All of Africa is still on the board, as far as I'm concerned, except for Morocco.
I always forget Morocco's in Africa. JJ, cut that out. Cut that out.
Yeah, I know, right? You're a teacher.
I have a bad feeling about this.
All right, so Sean, you're starting us off with round 2, our first new country.
First pick of round 2, which is the first overall pick of the new countries draft.
Absolutely.
The entire globe, aside from, I guess, 7 countries, is my oyster.
Yep.
With this pick, I'm going to go for the easy one, and I'll be selecting Greece as my first country.
Yep, that was a 1-1 if I ever saw one.
Okay. So then I'm on the clock.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Thailand.
Nice. That was higher on my list than I wanted to admit. I was thinking about taking it.
Yeah, so this was one of my. I thought it was a sleeper pick, but apparently you were thinking the same thing.
Okay, so I'm on the clock. I am going to take. I'm going to take Brazil.
Now, John, you have a wraparound. You picked 2 of them.
You got back to back.
All right, here I go. So for my first pick, I'm going to stay in South America, and I'm going to go with Peru.
Nice.
I like that.
And then I'm going to send it back down the line. But first, I'll take India.
Ooh.
Also
Nice.
great. Great choice.
That's good.
Okay. I'm thinking about geography, right? And we saved Mexico, which is good, but it would be nice to have pyramids on either side.
Right?
Don't do it.
So I'm going to take Egypt.
Egypt. Okay. I am gonna go with Spain.
Hey.
Sean, you got a wraparound.
Oh, and then you're
these
done.
are my final 2 picks. Yeah, these are my last 2, right?
Yep.
That's how this works? Okay. How fun do we want to get?
Pretty fun.
With my final pick in what I believe is the 3rd round, I will select Ireland.
Oh, damn it. That's literally what I was going to do.
Okay. Nice.
I love stealing your picks out from under you.
Yeah.
And for my last pick, I will go with New Zealand.
Whoa.
Oh, interesting.
I like it.
Okay. Andrew, your last selection.
I'm gonna take a good long time with this.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
How much do we want to bet he's looking at a map of the world right now?
I think that's the send-off.
All right. I'm gonna go with the United Arab Emirates.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was high up on my board, but this makes my decision very easy for me. My final selection is going to be Russia.
A lot of vodka.
Oh, yeah, that's there's actually not going to be any food. Every menu
It's just
item.
a stand that just sells cold vodka.
It's vodka and borscht, and that's it.
All right, guys. For my last pick, can I choose Atlantis?
Wow.
How?
I would like to veto.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's veto. It goes against the whole World's Fair thing, even though that would be so much fun.
Okay, well then in that case, for my last pick, I'm going to choose Gabon
Oh,
in
Gabon.
Africa. Gabon.
Wow.
Okay. Can we get a spelling on that?
Gabon.
not kidding.
Gabon. All right.
Okay.
You know what? I'm glad someone went to Africa. I was thinking about South Africa.
I picked Egypt.
Yes. I know you picked Egypt, but it's the same thing as Morocco, right? It's Northern Africa.
Oh my
We
God,
don't have
no,
anything
it's not.
No, I mean sub-Saharan. In the sense that we don't have anything sub-Saharan.
Definitely not our dino. Go!
Before we get back into this and each go over what's going to be in each of our countries, I'm just going to run down the 16 countries that make up the Reedy Geek approved World Showcase 2.0. We've got the USA, Peru, India, Gabon, Japan, Brazil, Egypt, Russia, Germany, Thailand, Spain, the United Arab Emirates, Mexico, Greece, Ireland, and New Zealand.
I think that's great.
I actually think we travel the world better than the original.
Way better.
Oh, we definitely do.
Yeah. I like hearing that all together.
Now let's see how good we are at crafting these countries.
We'll be back with after this message from our sponsors, our many sponsors.
Promo code ReedyGeeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologize for our slight technical difficulties, but I do wish to assure you that no one was hurt and this theater suffered only minor damage.
So through a little Disney and podcast magic, I think we're actually all ready to share our ideas, right?
No time has passed.
Yeah, no. This isn't a separate day at all. What are you talking about?
I am instantly ready.
I'm not now mourning the loss of hearing the news about the Carousel of Progress being completely changed.
We were so much happier at the beginning of this episode.
I know, it's John's favorite too. It's so sad.
The second I said something good about it, they're changing it.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful of saying too much on a podcast.
I really, really love that Mission Space ride.
That's
please!
We really should start doing things like that. Okay, so we're gonna go back in draft order, and we're gonna go John, me, Andrew, Sean, and we're just gonna reveal one item from our list each. But we'll start with the countries that we saved because I'm sure that is what everyone is hoping for. Just like I'm hoping for a preserved Carousel of Progress, we can see what happened to the countries we preserved. So, John, why don't you walk us through your addition to the USA?
All right, so I saved the USA because it's a near perfect pavilion, but one thing that the USA needs is a proper bar for everyone to go into and sit down at. And so I came up with Roy's Tap House, which is going to be a craft beer bar in honor of Roy Disney. And there's going to be craft beer from all 50 states. And it's going to be decked out in the life of Roy Disney instead of Walt Disney.
I love that. Is that 50 taps? You're going to have 50
taps for 50 states. I love it.
50 taps for 50 states.
I love that's awesome. That's a great idea.
A very, very excellent addition.
Yeah. And coming from John, probably the least drinking one of us four.
of this crew.
Of this crew.
I'll go for the vibes.
Yeah. That just goes to show you, anyone can enjoy these spaces.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea.
What about the America Pavilion makes it a perfect pavilion for you?
Sean's ready to go to battle.
I'm so curious.
I mean, I love that. Obviously, like the view from the pavilion, looking out towards the water. I really like that, and I do love the barbecue that they have there.
Yeah,
and even though the show is long, I think it's fantastic.
Yes, and it is a something of a technological marvel, especially for that time. It was really hard to pull off, and maybe there's an episode in the future where we talk about that show, because there's a lot going on with that show to make it happen.
Perhaps coming up very soon.
Wait a minute. I love that idea.
So my country that I saved was Japan. And I think this is a country that ranks very highly on most people's list. And it's a pavilion that we all know really well and love. but there is one very obvious thing missing, and that is an attraction. I could probably just get like a B and just say I'm bringing back the Mount Fuji roller coaster and collect high fives, but I can't do that. I also kind of thought about I had this idea, but I couldn't really flesh it out in the 3 seconds that we got between drafting and presenting.
Yes.
About a great movie ride style attraction, but about anime.
Ooh. Oh. I like that.
But the idea just couldn't formulate, and I'm like not super well versed in anime to like walk you through the years of it too well. But something that I do know a little bit about and would be extremely cool and is probably one of the first like pop culture crossover things that Japan gave us. Does anyone...
Toyota?
No, Godzilla.
Yes.
Godzilla.
Yes.
Nice.
So the kaiju film, those monster movies are really the first big pop culture thing that Japan gave us. And Godzilla is the longest running film franchise in history, being in existence since 1954.
Wow. I actually thought it was earlier than that, but yeah, it's been going on.
Yeah,
54,
years. 54.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's what is that? 72 years old?
Is it 72 years? Okay.
72
That's
years
an
of
old
Godzilla. Well, I mean, he's as old as time, or she. Sorry.
So they say like lizards are like Jurassic, right? They're from
yeah,
dinosaurs.
So my idea is that the line is like you're in a museum for like seismology, so like the study of earthquakes, and you enter like their room, this big room that serves as the pre-show, and it's like the working lab. So like obviously there's like a scientist that talks to you, but then like their Richter scales go crazy and stuff, and everyone thinks at first that maybe an earthquake is coming, and we're like, so there's a little bit of like Epcot-iness with like learning about the Pacific Rim and things like that, like just from the queue. But it's not an earthquake; it's actually Mothra. And the seismologists then send out their Godzilla signal. Like they summon Godzilla to save Japan. And, we board a high-speed roller coaster. So we kind of get a front row seat to the action, but it's also taking us to safety.
Nice.
Cool.
So this is like huge indoor roller coaster, some set pieces, animatronics, and we're just gonna like it's very Guardians-esque, but I think we can just like we just won't spin, but maybe we'll just like add a couple inversions instead.
Yeah.
Instead of spinning, we'll just make it go upside down twice.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at with Japan is Godzilla versus Mothra.
Now, would there be a giant Godzilla that will go into B mode in 2 to 3 years?
Probably more like 6 months if the cannons at Rise of the Resistance are any indication of what we have in store.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Also, we have to acquire the Godzilla franchise. I don't know. I know that.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fine. We're in blue sky mode.
Yeah.
Just use promo code ReedyGeeks.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think that works.
So I saved Germany, and I think no surprise to two co-hosts here that I would love to save Germany. My first thought was, how do I make maybe just like the beer garden bigger, right?
Bigger?
Is bigger, and like maybe an outside section, but then like, I don't know, Florida heat. Funny enough, I have so many things on this list that I put outside. That was silly. But anyway, what I wanted to do was something similar to JJ and bring back or bring an attraction to this pavilion, because this pavilion really should have an attraction. And I think this goes from being mid-tier to a top-tier pavilion. The original idea was the Rhine River Cruise, and I do love that idea, and so I wanted to stick on that. But I thought that because this is going to be a new generation, a next generation Disney ride. It can't just be a boat ride. So Disney, a couple years ago, came out with a patent for a new ride system where the people in a dark ride, so the car of the dark ride gets to choose which path they want to go on their trackless ride system. And so I thought, well, if you're doing it for a dark ride, why can't you do it for a boat ride? You know, there's a fork in the river. You want to go right or left? I mean, it's just kind of like a train signal. It'd be able to just switch your track to that area. So I thought that'd be kind of cool. You go down the Rhine, but you get to choose which direction you want to go in, and you see different show scenes depending on which path you choose. Maybe you go to different cities. One path you go to Frankfurt, another path you're going to Cologne, another path, and I think you could even switch rivers. I mean, come on. Right, you could it doesn't all have to be on the Rhine. You could probably go onto different rivers. But yeah, I thought it would be something at least different and upgraded rather than just a simple boat river cruise.
So now, is there IP in your cityscapes?
Yeah. So
there's a lot of German fairy tales.
There is a lot of German fairy tales. Yeah, you know, even Rapunzel's in Germany.
Yep.
You have Snow White in Germany.
Cinderella.
Cinderella's in Germany. Maybe each path will end at a different castle. And that'll be my IP integration. Because you're right, there does need to be IP.
It's 2026.
So that is my Germany. Who's up next? Sean.
Mexico, a perfect pavilion.
It basically is perfect. I don't know how you're going to one-up it. Are you just going to
ride?
I'm not.
He's just going to make La Cava bigger?
So I thought about that. I thought about an expansion of La Cava del Tequila. So I also thought about changing the ride. Everyone assumes that eventually a Coco ride or a Coco attraction is going to come to Mexico, and that probably will happen. But I am fine with, for now, leaving the Three Caballeros as they are, because it's a fun ride. And I also don't think Coco is a great movie that I don't know what their plan is for the franchise. I would have to imagine eventually we're going to get a sequel, but I don't want them to do to Coco what Norway did to Frozen and just kind of force something in an existing ride system just for the sake of it. I think if Coco's going to get some attraction, it should get something, its own. So I'm keeping Mexico exactly the same. Perfect pavilion, perfect restaurants, perfect drinks, perfect ride. I don't know if I'd call it a perfect ride, but a fun ride. So Mexico gets to stay exactly the same.
So you're keeping the screens, all the like the TV screens with
Everything,
Donald on it?
Completely the same.
You could have just tightened that up. Just put more Donald animatronics in there.
We don't need to overdo it with the animatronics.
I beg to differ.
Keep it classic.
Okay, John, why don't you take us to your first new country?
All right, geeks. I'm going to take you guys to Peru. So I have a special connection to Peru. My wife is Peruvian, and I went with her to Peru, and I was just blown away by how beautiful it was, and I loved it. So I would love to see Peru come to the World Showcase. And as I'm sure you guys know, that's the setting for The Emperor's New Groove, which is one of my favorites. I think it's one of the most underrated Disney films out there.
Yeah,
I would agree.
And so I created a ride. I couldn't think of a great name for it, so I'm just calling it Cusco-topia. It's it's sort of like a Splash Mountain type ride where you go through on a boat, and you're going into different scenes where Cusco is sort of selfishly arguing with contractors building his summer house while Yzma plots to sabotage him, sort of like the plot of Splash Mountain. And then something happens and he falls down the log flume into his swimming pool. A
little pull the lever
I was gonna say
moment there.
Right, line, yeah. And so that's my attraction, and
I love that.
And like a little Machu Picchu type of mountain, if you will, as
right.
as the centerpiece. Well, let me tell you my quick service first, because that one I did choose a name for. Obviously, it's going to be the Meat Hut. Like the Meat Hut, where you can get all different types of meat, like cuy or alpaca, and then other types of meat as well, which I tried those when I was in Peru, and it was delicious.
Wow.
So,
okay.
What does alpaca taste like?
It's good. I had alpaca steak when I was in Peru. It was very, very good. I also had it.
Is it more like a venison, like a leaner thing?
Yeah. And I had it in a lasagna too in Lima, and it was incredible.
Wow.
Okay.
My bar is going to be called Isma's Lab, and it's going to serve up pisco sours and the local beer called Cusqueña. They're going to have that there in Isma's Lab, and we'll let the bartenders get creative with the presentation, like they're in some sort of laboratory.
Yeah.
And then my restaurant, I couldn't think of a name for it, but probably my favorite dish while I was in Peru was ceviche. Yeah. And so we need to have a nice, high-quality ceviche table service restaurant.
Oh,
and that
sounds like my favorite pavilion already.
That's going to be the Peru Pavilion.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, so my first country that I selected was Brazil. And we're going to be stepping into Rio de Janeiro. We've got, Christ the Redeemer and the Sugarloaf monolith in kind of as a backdrop. Brazil is it's the land of beaches, volleyball, soccer, and I think the thing that maybe resonates the most with a World Showcase, Carnival. So Carnival is Brazil's equivalent to Mardi Gras. So every day is going to be Carnival in World Showcase 2.0. And you'll have performers doing samba and parades, and there will be dancing in the streets, but not like the David Bowie and Mick Jagger song, more authentic Brazilian type of dancing and parades. And there's that there are these iconic kind of outfits that the women wear in those parades, and I think that would look really great in a theme park. Of course, you can't have Brazil without a Brazilian steakhouse, without a churrascaria, and you get the meat skewers. They come up to your table, all you care to enjoy, and they carve the meat table side. I feel like that's such a classic Brazilian thing. Yeah. Brazil has a national drink called Brazilian lemonade, or limonada suica. And does everybody know what fruit is in a Brazilian lemonade?
Not lemon, idea. I
bet. That's right, limes. It's a limeade with sweetened condensed milk. So I feel like that's going to be this is going to be our butterbeer, guys.
Okay.
So that booth with the lemonade will also have the little cheese bread, the pão de queijo, which is that's actually the secret bread at Skipper Canteen, and it's always at the Brazilian booth during Food and Wine. It's definitely a something people will enjoy a lot. For my bar, I'm calling it the Copacabana, and it's going to be a cool, sophisticated bossa nova bar. So there'll be live music, and you'll be able to experience Brazil's signature alcoholic drink, which is the caipirinha, which is kind of like a mojito, but it's not rum. It's a cachaca, which is also a sugarcane-based liquor, but it's a little less sweet and more grassy, but it's very similar to rum. You'll be able to have an authentic drinking experience and experience Brazilian music, bossa nova, which is kind of their spin of jazz. So now the last thing, there's going to be a ride, and it's going to be for a smash hit Disney property that takes place in Brazil. Does anyone have a guess as to a smash hit Disney property that takes place in Brazil?
Is this something totally out there, like Toy Story actually takes place in Brazil?
No.
Is it the movie? Is it the movie Rio with all the birds?
It is the movie Rio with all the birds.
Let's go.
You know, a movie that we've all seen and love. You know, it's not just something random that Disney acquired when they bought Fox for Disney Plus and the X-Men. So
You can have that, but you have to take Rio too.
Right, exactly. Although I will say, Rio has grossed $984 million, those two movies. So Disney has greenlit a third movie. I'm all about company synergy here. So this can open in time for Rio 3, and this ride can be a tie-in to that because it's going to be $1 billion franchise. Just by the sheer fact of it opening.
The only thing I know about Rio is that they did an Angry Birds
Yes.
layover, yeah, to overlay, whatever, to Angry Birds with Rio. That's all I know about that movie.
Oh.
So our favorite bird friends from Rio are going to teach us how to fly and show us around Brazil. Does anyone know the name of these birds?
Nope.
Wow, and John has kids. I thought for sure he was going to know.
Sorry.
So that's right, guys. Our friends Blue, Jewel, Nico, Pedro, and Raphael. But not Nigel because he's a bad guy bird.
Nigel's a bad guy bird.
So there's a company called B&M that makes roller coasters, and they make something called a wing roller coaster, and they've started making them more of a family level of intensity. So I think that would be great to kind of use that ride system and like a nice calm family roller coaster where you see some sights from Brazil and, you know, kind of get a tour from our friends from Rio. Yeah, so that is
Very
the
cool.
Brazil Pavilion. Andrew, you're next, aren't you?
I am next, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. My first new pavilion was Thailand. When you first enter Thailand is gonna, in the beginning of the pavilion, you're gonna have the lagoon actually feeding into the pavilion through canals and rivers, and you'll go over these wooden bridges from side to side to get around the canals and the rivers. They'll go probably like a quarter of the way into the pavilion, and then using Imagineering magic, they'll stop, but it'll look like they continue on into the pavilion.
Right.
After the canals and the rivers will be the marketplace area. And Thailand is known for having markets on these boats, these old wooden traditional boats, and they sell fruits and vegetables and souvenirs and different foods from these boats. And so
That's cool.
You'll buy from them as well, and it'll look like they're on the river, but they actually won't be, because that wouldn't be safe. Disney would definitely not be doing that. That's going to be my quick service, is getting things from this marketplace and those boats. It'll be like street food, and they'll only sell like 2 to 3 items at each boat, and that's it. Kind of like festival booths. So it's like quick,
Yeah. And to kind of create that illusion of like you're going to a different merchant to buy this thing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You'll have at night every 30 minutes will be like a 2 to 3 minute lantern release show, kind of similar to the Awakening of the Tree of Life.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And it'll just be like, this is a festival in Thailand called Epeng, and in this festival they release hundreds of these like rice paper lanterns, and it's supposed to be that you're releasing bad luck and misfortune. And so like with some music and that, it would look really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the ride. Let's get into the ride portion. So as you go further into the pavilion, it becomes more of like a jungle atmosphere. And our main ride, our main attraction, is going to be from Raya and the Last Dragon.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yes. So it'll start off as just like a simple boat ride, and you're going through the Epang Festival. And as you're going through, you have nice music. It's like a fun atmosphere. What I'm picturing on the sides is like if you've seen any ride through of Shanghai Pirates. So you have like huge screens, but they work with the river atmosphere, but also showpieces as well. So a little bit like the boat ride in Pandora.
Navi River Journey.
Navi River Journey.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Navi River Journey in that sense too. So you're going through the boat, through the festival, and then Raya comes up and tells you that something went wrong. And I haven't seen the whole movie, so I'm not quite sure what went wrong. It was something about a jewel broke apart, and now the bad guys are coming, and they've been released. The bad spirits have been released. And we need to get all the jewels together so that they go away again, right? So your boat turns into a dragon. Now, hear me out. Disney does have a patent for a ride system to turn into a suspension roller coaster. So your boat will lift up from the water, connect to the suspension roller coaster track above you, and your boat now has become a dragon.
Wow.
They'll do something where like it'll shimmer and then it'll go in, like the sides will go in to make it look now like a dragon. So now you're on a suspension roller coaster and you're going through as a dragon would. So I'm thinking like kind of like Tron a bit, or Hagrid's coaster, where you go to different show scenes and then stop, and then you continue on and you're looking for all the gems. But at one point, I want to make it a bit scary. Not totally Velocicoaster, but like something where you have to take evasive maneuvers and you have to really you have to get aggressive in the movements of the dragon in order to escape. And like maybe it only lasts for like 15 seconds. It's really short in that part, but it does get scary. But then you get out, you are free, and you turn back into a boat and you go back into the water in order to get off of the ride. So that would be my Raya and the Last Dragon.
That sounds awesome.
Now, we really are sparing no expense here.
That won't break down multiple times a day at all.
It'll be very reliable.
That was my ride. My restaurant is going to be the River Lantern, and it's going to be in the main courtyard overlooking the rivers and the lantern. So every half hour, they're going to get that nice show.
Nice.
My bar is going to be tucked away in the jungle, and it's going to be very like moody, almost secretive. In there, you're going to have a view of the beginning scene of the Raya ride, where you're going through, you're on the boat going through the festival.
Okay, I love a Blue Bayou moment. Andrew,
exactly, yes, Blue Bayou moment. Yep. And so that is my Thailand.
Andrew's Thailand.
Great job. And also, Thai food is great, so that restaurant's going to be, like, outstanding.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Sean, take us to your first new country.
My first new country is the first one I drafted. Will take us through Greece. The Greece pavilion here is going to flow very similarly to the way Andrew kind of laid out Thailand. It's going to go through a couple different phases. You're going to enter the pavilion in what looks like a Santorini-like marketplace. There's going to be those white buildings, sloping staircases. The pavilion is going to sit on a couple levels, so it's going to go up, kind of like up a mountain. And as the guests make their way up, the first thing they're going to walk through is a marketplace, a Santorini marketplace, where guests can do their shopping, what feels like local product from cast members that will feel like merchants. There will be some cast members that are in the marketplace acting as like storytellers, trying to like gather a crowd around to tell them stories of like old ancient Greek myth and things like that, trying to just, act and get people's attention to bring them into the moment. And then near the top of the hill, as the guests go further up into the pavilion, there's going to be an exhibit that highlights Greek mythology. And then at the top of the hill is the main attraction, which is the ride, and that sits in what looks like an old Greek temple. And it's going to be a dark ride that takes you through. And I believe that we'll probably have to work on some IP theft here as well. But we're going to do a dark ride through the Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
So
nice.
we gotta get Nolan on board.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to get Christopher Nolan to sign off, but I feel like that'll be okay. So you go through the Odyssey, and that's it's gonna have kind of like a feel of almost like Rise of the Resistance. You might have different vehicle changes. You might be in the Trojan horse, you might be on a giant ship, you might be, walking through the forest. You're going to have different adventures throughout the ride. And then in terms of food and drink, kind of the way Andrew has his set up, gyros or heroes rather, and baklava will be able to be purchased as quick service items in the marketplace. And then we're going to have up near the top of the hill, kind of by where the Greek mythology exhibit was, there's going to be a nice, more elegant sit-down restaurant that's going to have just the full range of Greek cuisine and wines, and it's going to overlook the rest of the pavilion and the World Showcase and have nice views from higher up, an aerial view perhaps, and maybe a great spot to potentially reserve for nighttime fireworks.
Ooh, probably for a fee too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then maybe even a Greek dessert party for the fireworks. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to do a pavilion for Greece without giving any kind of nod or reference to Hercules. So our bar in Greece is going to be a Hercules themed bar, and it's going to be paying homage to the movie, and we'll have Hercules themed drinks, and maybe Hades and his little guy will be in there with you, so you'll be able to get some cocktails and some drinks at Hercules' bar.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You definitely can't do Greece without Hercules, and I'm glad you got him in there, but an Odyssey ride does sound epic.
I was thinking about a Hercules ride, but I think the Odyssey ride is a little more adventurous.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, John, back to you. What is your second country, your second new country, your third overall?
Okay, for my second new country, I'm going to take you guys to India, another country that I've thought for a long time should have been in the World Showcase. And I didn't think that every country needed this S-tier attraction. And for me, India is all about the people and the culture. And so my attraction, I happen to like the shows in the Canada Pavilion and the China Pavilion. And so I would love some sort of 360 theater show showcasing just how diverse India's landscapes are, and all of the different like monuments and palaces and things like that. And maybe have, somebody, Morgan Freeman, why not, narrate the show. I personally would really enjoy that.
Now you're using the geek budget.
But the real ticket here for the India Pavilion is going to be my restaurant. And that's going to be themed after the Jungle Book. It's going to be called The Red Flower. And it's going to be a curry restaurant, table service, all different types of typical Indian dishes, which I think is a very underrated food category, by the way, Indian food.
Yeah.
Now, my bar, I'm going to have rubble all over, and it's going to be called Louis' Palace. It's going to be a dive bar inside the ruins of Louis' Palace. and it's going to be like a small little hideaway, like in Mexico, the tequila bar that's really popular. It's pretty exclusive. It's hard to get into, and they're going to be serving up all kinds of whatever it is they drink in India. My quick service, sort of like in Thailand, it's going to be like many different stations where you can get different types of Indian street food. And so there might be 5 or 6 different stops where you can get typical Indian street food. And we're going to call that Baloo's Bare Necessities. Every cart is only going to have one item, and it's just the bare necessities. And that's going to be my
cool.
India pavilion.
Oh, that's
cool.
Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't even think Jungle Book is India. Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
That's cool.
Wonderful imagination.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take you to my second country, but I'm actually not going to go to my second draft selection. I'm going to take you to Russia first. In Russia, we're going to be, of course, the iconic Red Square of Moscow, the Cathedral of St. Basil as the weenie. That's that. When you think of Moscow and Russia and you think of like, oh, it's that like church-looking thing with the billowy tops, it's that church. Like,
yeah. And anytime someone shows you the Soviet Union with dark music, it's always that building.
It's that.
Right. Yeah. So the quick service stand is going to be Bellini, which is kind of like a Russian crepe. So you can do that savory or sweet. They're like thin pancake kind of thing with like stuff folded in them. The restaurant, I do have a name for the restaurant. It's going to be Babushka's.
Oh,
which is,
that's great.
Yeah. So it's going to be Russian staples and comfort food, which is like they have like dumplings and beef stroganoff and borscht and kotleti, which is like a fried meat patty. We're getting to the vodka. The bar is going to be, of course, a vodka bar where you can sample different infused vodkas and kind of do like vodka flights and taste different flavored vodkas that are like actually made in-house. So it's not like buying Stoli O, it's high quality vodka that, they're infusing with these flavors.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then my attraction in the Bolshoi Theater, which is an iconic theater in Moscow, Disney's newest princess gets a Broadway-style show. So it's going to be a condensed retelling of Anastasia.
Ooh.
Another Fox property that I've like absorbed. It said, oh, nope, you're Disney now. She is a princess that's owned by Disney, so I think that canonically makes her a Disney princess. And I was a little worried that this was like one of those Katzenberg DreamWorks things, which we wouldn't have access to, but it's not. It's a Fox thing that Disney now owns. They own Anastasia now.
Okay.
That's great. I
yeah.
actually just watched it for the first time recently. It's one of Emily's favorite animations.
Yeah, it's my younger sister's. It's one of her favorites, Anastasia. And
it must be that time, like that age.
Yeah. Because Emily is, I think, the same age or a very similar age to my younger sister. And what's interesting about the story of Anastasia is that it's kind of loosely based on a real thing that happened in Russia in the 1910s, where Anastasia Romanoff did go missing, and a bunch of imposters started showing up saying, I'm her, I'm Anastasia. And one of them even convinced a bunch of the family that this might actually be Anastasia. It's an interesting idea, interesting concept. The music's good in that movie, so I think it would be a natural fit. Everyone was surprised when I took Russia, but I knew that I had Anastasia as the IP.
Well, the Soviet Union was actually considered for Epcot, so
yeah, right, exactly.
It kind of works out in that sense. Are you going to take the story all the way to the Romanovs getting slaughtered?
It's going to be the only thing that it's in.
What a great family story.
Condensed. The Princess Anastasia beheaded.
It goes to the Bolshevik Revolution.
They're going to pull out the guillotine. That'll be the end of the show.
It's a family right. Or show, production, whatever.
Okay, Andrew, what's your second country?
Well, we are going over to Spain, going a little west to Spain. The journey through the Spanish pavilion will be different in the beginning than it is in the end. In the front of the pavilion, it is in the back of the pavilion. I seem to do that with all of my pavilions, actually. The front is going to be very colorful. It's going to be very artistic, very Barcelona, with Gaudi-inspired buildings and mosaics everywhere. It's going to be very lively, and as you go deeper into the pavilion, it's going to transition into a more medieval, very Gothic of Toledo. So I went with Toledo rather than Madrid just because of its more medieval style of a city.
Okay.
It's also known to be like the city of three cultures of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. So I want like parts of architecture that symbolizes that back there. Our attraction is going to be different. It's going to be called the Toledo Forge. And something Toledo is known for is their sword industry. So here, this is going to be an interactive sword making experience similar to Savi's workshop.
Oh, cool.
And so you're going to be able to design and customize your ceremonial sword, and then you can purchase it afterwards for an exorbitant amount of money. And so you'll see it created, you'll see it hammered out. Of course, they're going to do some trickery that, because making a sword takes a while, right? So, but you'll be able to see from beginning to end your sword magically being made the way you want it to be, and then you could buy it.
Cool.
So, of course, this brings profitability to the pavilion, too. The restaurant is going to be a Spanish dinner show that's going to have flamenco dancing and music, with just tapas and traditional Spanish food there. Our bar is going to be an open-air rooftop cocktail lounge overlooking World Showcase Lagoon. And the idea here, because it's in the front, so it's in Barcelona, the idea here is that it's Park Güell. So Park Güell is a famous park that is overlooking the rest of the city of Barcelona. And that was it. I thought about putting La Familia in there, the Grand Castle. But I actually thought that that's going to be in Villains Land, most likely. There's going to be a lot of buildings like that there. So I thought I wouldn't do that, and I would focus more on Gaudi and his inspired buildings, because a lot of his architecture actually inspired Star Wars architecture. So it'll be pretty cool to see like the differences in the buildings, and they'll look really different. And then with being very colorful and everything like that, I think it will look awesome in the front.
I do have some concerns about people creating and building swords and then getting drunk and walking around Epcot throughout the afternoon. Seems like a trouble brewing.
Yeah, I do think we're going to have to bring back that practice of getting your merchandise dropped off at your hotel room. And specifically for that, I do think that is a concern. And I could see them saying, like, you will have this shipped to you. Like, and maybe they don't even let you bring it to your hotel. Like, maybe they literally are going to mail it to you. I just thought also that'd be a cool, like, separate experience, like, that's different than a ride or a show,
That's cool.
Okay, Sean, let's take us to the second new country that you have.
I'm going to take us through New Zealand. I think will be a fun addition to our New World Showcase. And similar to kind of the way some of these pavilions have been laid out, this is going to start in one kind of environment and evolve into another. When you enter the pavilion, you enter into kind of like a little coastal village right at the foot of the jungle. There's, stone buildings and cottages. And when I was researching this, I learned a bit about the Maori, who are the indigenous Polynesian people indigenous to New Zealand. And this is going to be heavily influenced on their culture and it reminded me very much of like in a way, the Polynesian. It has a very similar kind of feel to that Oceania kind of part of the world. And the pavilion is going to evolve back into a deep jungle. And the guests are going to be able to explore and see Maori artwork, indigenous artwork, and shop for locally inspired clothing and accessories. At night on the beach portion of the pavilion, there's going to be fire pits that light up, that kind of light the coastal beach area. And in the jungle portion, apparently New Zealand has like glowworm caves. And so back in the jungle, there's going to be like black volcanic rocks that are going to have lights in them that will light up at night to kind of simulate the glowworms. And during the day, kids will be able to participate in like dance lesson and instructions from Maori Native people that are working at the pavilion. The restaurant is going to be, apparently it's very popular, lamb. So there's lamb dishes, a lot of seafood, and what's called hangi. It's the traditional Maori feast of meat and root vegetables, slow cooked in an underground pit. So it sounds like a really cool way to make a meal. It's like, I just thought of like pit barbecue, but like a lot cooler than that, because it's like food that's basically cooked on like really hot rocks. So it gives all the food this like really distinct smoky flavor. And apparently something that's also very popular over there is fish and chips. So that's going to be our quick service, because we took a bulldozer to the UK pavilion in the village portion of the pavilion. And then the restaurant itself will have a little beach bungalow, like thatched roof, cottage bar, a little bungalow bar that will have kind of distinct craft beer and wines from New Zealand. New Zealand is apparently known for some of their wines, so it'll have a pretty extensive list of some stuff that you probably can't get too close to home. So, a little bit of culture in your alcohol as well.
Awesome.
And for our attraction, I wanted a dark ride, but I also wanted
through Mordor.
Well, see, we don't want to keep stealing IP here, so I thought of trying to incorporate the Lord of the Rings, but something tells me Peter Jackson is not going to sell anything Lord of the Rings to Disney, or else, because Peter Jackson did the Beatles documentary that's on Disney Plus, so you'd think he's got a relationship. The Lord of the Rings trilogy would be on Disney Plus by now if that was a thing. So we have a kind of a combination Soarin' meets Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a dark boat ride, and you're going to go through a lot of New Zealand's diverse climate and landscapes. There's alpine mountains, volcanic geysers, the glowworm caves. They've got fjords. There's very heavily populated oceans with whales. So there's like, a little bit of whale watching in there. So you go through like 5 or 6 scenes, but it's more than just being on, a screen ride. You're going through all of this in a dark ride boat kind of Pirates of the Caribbean feel.
So it's almost like a boat theater.
Yeah, but it kind of maybe now that I'm thinking about it, kind of makes me feel like it's like an improved version of Maelstrom, but for New Zealand. So I'm even more proud of it. Right. That's cool. Yeah. New Zealand is somewhere I've always wanted to go in real life. So I thought this was a fun new approach to bringing some different culture into the World Showcase. Australia would have been maybe too obvious. Yeah.
I like New Zealand.
Choice. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good choice. Any Kiwi?
Yes.
Good.
Okay, John, why don't you take us to your last country?
Okay, guys, my last country, which I had to look up on the internet, one of my favorite Disney films of all time, Tarzan. We're going to take you to Gabon in Africa, which, according to Google, is the setting of the film Tarzan. And my attraction in Gabon, that's going to be the main draw for the Gabon Pavilion. And I really couldn't think of a good name. I came up with Kerchak's Revenge. The name isn't as important as what it is. So, I saw a video. It's going to be a VR experience. You're going to put on a VR headset. You're going to be strapped in. So you're going to be standing up, right? And the little platform that you're on is going to almost be like a little treadmill, but you're hooked into these like bungees so that you can't fall over, and you're going to be sort of surfing through the trees with Tarzan, sort of like the Flight of Passage riding on a banshee. You're going to be surfing in the trees with Tarzan.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Maybe Clayton has come back and you're going to escape from him or whatever. It could be like a more family friendly story, like Tarzan needs to go collect ingredients for a party, like Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Jane has set him out to look for ingredients, whatever, but it's going to be completely VR. There will be wind and water. You're going to be like moving and pivoting, and I think that would just be such a cool experience. It's such a great movie, great soundtrack, and so we're going to have the Tarzan VR experience in Gabon. Now, our restaurant, Animal Kingdom Lodge, does such a great job with African food. I figured it would be pretty easy to make some sort of like buffet, maybe even a character meet and greet. You know, you can meet all the different characters from Tarzan or something. But I figured something like Kerchak's Kitchen or something, but the name's not too important. Now, my bar, okay? My bar is called The Watering Hole.
Nice.
So, right. It's gonna be the layout is gonna be like this huge watering hole. So this big round bar, right? And it's going to be like sort of a crossover between Tarzan and the Lion King, where everybody is going to come and have a drink and get along and have a great time. That's going to be my bar. And then, my quick service, I'm going to leave it to Animal Kingdom Lodge and let them come up with something, since those restaurants at Animal Kingdom Lodge are so good. I'm just going to let them handle the quick service restaurant. But really, you're going to want to get your Lightning Lane for the VR experience early, because that's going to be the new hottest ride at Epcot.
That's awesome.
It sounds good.
That sliding down, if you can figure out how to simulate that effectively, that
like sliding down a vine.
Something that people, yeah. Isn't that something that when you watch Tarzan, you're like, oh, I want to do that. Like,
yeah.
Someone just comes over and burns your hand while you're on your VR
right, I was
set.
gonna say, your feet all of a sudden are on fire.
Rug burn.
We'll always wish I did the Void in Disney Springs with their whole VR setup.
Yeah.
Before it went away. I think that would be really cool.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I like that, and we're sparing no expense. We're being very John Hammond about our World Showcase 2.0, so it works.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely!
Yeah,
I assumed
absolutely.
the budget was unlimited here.
Oh yeah,
yep.
Yeah. We're in blue sky mode.
All right, JJ, why don't you take us to your final selection here?
Okay, so my final country that I want to talk about is a country that a lot of people have always spoken about being a pretty obvious choice in terms of iconic scenery and history, and that is Egypt. We're going to be in Cairo with the great pyramids of Giza in the back. You know, there's going to be like a Nile Valley kind of restaurant, so you'll have authentic Egyptian dishes served there. I also, in the front part, I agree with everybody about these interactive, hyper-focused kind of bazaar type of environment where it's a mix of very small souvenir stands and like what is essentially a food court at the same time, where like a stand will serve like one or two things and there'll be like 5 different things, kind of presented in a way that reads more like an authentic marketplace or like a bazaar, right?
All of us are doing that, and I feel like if that's because of the festival booths and we're like, this is just such a good way of doing quick service.
Maybe, but I also think that maybe it is just something that like
Cultures
you see
do.
all the time in these cultures and in these, and when you think of these countries and these places, you think of that style of like, oh, of course there's this marketplace where it's all like tight quarters and like little stands where I buy a dumpling here and a trinket there, you know?
Yeah. You know, the idea of a quick service is not isn't usually historic to cultures.
You know, the first World Showcase is maybe a little more like pavilions you would find at the World's Fair.
Right. Yeah,
right?
More
so
theme park, and we're going more
immersive and thematic. So the marketplace, again, you know, we're talking about shawarma, hawashi, which is things like that. The sit-down restaurant, you know, it's going to have kebabs and stuff of that nature. They have a dish that's kind of like falafel, like the Egyptian version of falafel, but it's actually mashed fava beans instead of chickpeas. Ooh. And it's called tameya. So I feel like that could be like a nice thing to have as like an appetizer at the sit-down restaurant and stuff.
Cool.
Now, there are two issues with Egypt. And the first one is that we are getting an Indiana Jones ride in Animal Kingdom, and the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland so perfectly is an Egyptian indoor dark ride.
Yeah.
This is where an Indiana Jones ride should be.
Yeah.
But I pivoted to a different Disney property.
Prince of Egypt?
Prince of Egypt?
No, that's a Katzenberg DreamWorks. I can't get that.
Damn.
That's one of Katzenberg's DreamWorks things. So I'm going to use National Treasure.
Okay.
I like it.
The IP. It's going to be the quest for Cleopatra's tomb. So Ben Gates, Doug from The Hangover, you know the crew.
They're all back. They're all back.
They're back. They're in Egypt because they figured out some clues and think they know where Cleopatra's lost tomb is. So this is going to be a thrilling Jeep ride through the desert and into the pyramid, and we can finally locate the tomb of Cleopatra. This is, you know, very like indie dinosaur journey to the center of the earth kind of ride. Is there going to be priceless artifacts getting stolen and only Nicolas Cage can save it somehow? Of course. Are we going to get a ghost Cleopatra? Absolutely. But this is not a ripoff of the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland at all. It's going to be in National Treasure style where it'll be a little more fun and rompy as opposed to like an Indiana Jones ride being more serious and scary. Like this is going to be more fun and exhilarating of like, are they gonna do it, you know?
Yes, that makes sense.
I forget who I was talking to the other day, but if there's ever a franchise they should make another movie for, I would love another National Treasure movie.
They keep quasi greenlighting it, and then they like wanted to make like a TV show for Disney Plus that was going to be just Doug from The Hangover as the main guy.
Nah.
You need Nicolas Cage.
You know Nicolas Cage is not going to turn down a paycheck.
No, not at all.
He's never turned one down. Not now, not never. Okay, so now we're at the bar. And again, I have to pivot because it's a very heavy Muslim area. And drinking is like not allowed in Muslim culture. So all drinking that happens in Egypt is really tourism based and based on people that happen to not be Muslim. So there's not much in terms of like, oh, they have this national drink and whatever. So there's not something fun to specifically showcase. Yes, they have wine and beer. Like they make wine and beers. The Muslims don't drink it, so it's like a much smaller market of like, you know, alcohol consumption. But I think I have a workaround here. This is going to be a heavily themed environment, and I'm going to call it the Snake Charmers Lounge. So there'll be some like animatronic snake in the vases that'll pop out. But this is going to have an SEA theme and tie-in. It's going to be like a super heavy themed bar that historically speaking, this place has existed for centuries and is where all the archaeologists would find respite and drinks in a place that serves no alcohol and has no place like this.
That's cool. That's cool.
So this is going to have a lot of the SEA lore and nods and kind of serve as that, unfortunately, that heavily themed 45-minute timed experience.
And 2-drink maximum.
2-drink maximum, 2-drink minimum.
2-drink minimum.
Boys, watch your manners.
Yeah, if you can't say something nice.
Boys.
Okay, Andrew, want to take us to your last country?
My last country is the UAE, United Arab Emirates. So we're going to the Arabian Peninsula. And I thought I would create a plausible backstory here of how we got UAE. Like if we're doing a obscure history episode or some type of spotlight of the pavilion. So I think that UAE approaches Disney and says that we want to be in your World Showcase. Because, UAE is desperately trying to differentiate their economy away from just being a strictly oil-producing economy to really a tourist destination.
Right.
And they're doing a pretty good job at it with Dubai and Yas Island. So Disney hears them out, respectfully says, nah. And then UAE shows them a blank check. And
they're going to make them an offer they can't refuse, right. And it's
turn
oil
those
baron money.
Upside down.
It just has their signature on it, and it says go crazy, right? So UAE is funding this entire thing. That's what I'm picturing here. They are going to want to be showcasing their modern city and luxury as much as possible. And so I don't think there's going to be much of a historical aspect to this pavilion here. The beginning portion of the pavilion is going to be the Dubai skyline. And it's going to be, it's going to be beautiful, modern, and it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. It's going to be a huge topic on Disney Internet of being like, why is this here? And
why is the Burj Khalifa the tallest thing in all of Disney World?
Yes, it's going to be off, like complained about all the time. They are also going to put a miniature version of the Palm Islands into the lagoon. So we're going to be, instead of the lagoon in my Thailand, the lagoon came into the pavilion. Now the pavilion is going to go into the lagoon. And you're going to have those manufactured fake islands, those Palm Islands in there.
Yeah.
And that's where my bar is going to be. It's going to be at the end of one of the Palm Islands. So you are
on
having
the water inside
yes.
the lagoon. Basically.
Yes, on the water, inside the lagoon, kind of like in Disney Springs, the dockside bar.
Yeah, okay.
Very much like that. So that's my bar there. And, this was outside of the purview of this pavilion, but I do think that this will be the first pavilion that has a hotel inside Epcot. And it's going to be a luxury hotel that UAE sets up and Disney runs and they pay for, right? I don't know if I love that. I just feel like that would happen. I don't really love this pavilion that I'm making. But
I feel like you keep saying they're doing this when you're the one designing it.
Most people aren't going to like it either.
But this is what's going to happen, So, I forgot to mention too, you're outside the bar, but you're going to have to come in an hour before fireworks because, safety purposes. Okay, so going into the actual pavilion, the Dubai skyline area is going to be lined with fancy stores, luxury stores. It'll look like luxury stores, but they'll sell normal things, right? It'll just be the aesthetic of it. The main attraction is going to be deeper into the pavilion. So as you go deeper into the pavilion, they're going to do a little bit of an Arabian village. It'll be pretty far. It'll be like the last thing there is like a little bit of an Arabian village and a little marketplace. And the main attraction is going to be something that Disney is going to force UAE to put in. They're going to this doesn't make any money. We're not going to put it in. They're like, no. Like you have to put in something here. And it's going to be Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride, but not the flat spinner. It's going to be a suspension dark ride. This is going to allow us to get rid of the Adventureland spinner, and we can now blow that up.
So like
It's a
Peter Pan kind of ride vehicle, but it's magic carpets.
Yes, Peter Pan mixed with Soarin'. So you're going to be able to tilt because you're on a carpet.
Yeah,
but yet you're suspended and you're going slow like Peter Pan.
I like that.
It's like I said, it's only there because Disney demanded it. It's like tucked away, hidden away. UAE doesn't even want you to know about it. The Oasis is going to be a luxury waterfront restaurant. So think Spice Road table placement, but just like high end. Looking over the Palm Islands and the Lagoon. The bar is going to be a rooftop bar on top of the hotel.
That's awesome. Okay.
Inside, outside. Inside, outside.
Indoor, outdoor. You got to have an indoor, outdoor aerial view.
Yes.
All the hits.
Yeah, and that is my United Arab Emirates. I think it's going to be one that grows on people. It's going to be shocking at first. But then, I think people are going to enjoy it. Because, they're going to keep it updated, too. They're going to update everything in there and keep everything nice because, the UAE is paying for it.
Blank check.
Blank check, baby.
So the check is just always blank in perpetuity?
Yes. Every year it's blank.
Now you're talking. That's the best idea you've had all day.
All right. Sean, do you want to bring us to your last pavilion?
The last pavilion.
This is it.
This is it. Last pavilion. Yeah. We made it.
Hopefully you guys are still listening.
They listened to 99 episodes. I think they're here.
That's where they stopped.
Yeah, I'm done with them.
So to bring us home, we're going to go to Ireland. This is a country that I've always wished was a little more represented, but it is going to be a small, quaint little rural village. It's not going to be like as popular and boisterous as Dublin. It's going to be a small village. Your stone walkways and arches, your old thatch rooftops and lantern lit streets and walkways and stores that the guests will be able to go through and shop for cloth of jewelry. There's Celtic artwork, Irish crystals. You'll be able to buy a wool sweater. You'll have your typical Guinness merchandise. It'll still be commercialized a little bit, but there'll be fiddlers performing in the town square. There'll be step dancers performing at different times throughout the day. So there'll always be some kind of live entertainment. For a restaurant, I'm thinking of something that kind of merges Raglan Road with the intimacy of Rosencrown. So because Rosencrown is a more English pub, so I want that kind of smaller, intimate dining experience, but I want the menu and the offerings that Raglan Road has. And it's not going to have like crazy live music, and then of course across the road there will be a nicer whiskey bar where you'll be able to sit and drink some Irish whiskey. They'll have flights and tasting experiences, and a quick service Irish coffee booth somewhere else throughout the pavilion there.
Cool.
Yeah, and for the attractions here, I have two attractions. The first attraction, the main attraction, is a haunted mansion style ride, but you're going through like an old, supposedly haunted castle. Druid ghosts and creepy organ music, and I'm sure there can be a concocted story. But I eventually one day will go to Ireland myself and doing it's Ireland and in Scotland, like touring like the old castles is something that I really want to do. And I think a haunted mansion style ride through a haunted castle would be a pretty fun attraction.
That would be.
And my second attraction, John had mentioned wanting to do something like this in India, and I had the idea to do this here as well. It's kind of like a mixture of the 360 Canada show and Impressions de France, where it's just a flyover of all of Ireland's beautiful landscape, the countrysides, the castles, the Cliffs of Moher, Skellig Michael, which also has a Disney touch because Skellig Michael is the filming location for the island at the end of The Force Awakens where Rey finds Luke. So that'll have a little Disney tie in there. The Ireland landscape, Soren meets Impressions de France, meets 360 Vision, will be narrated by Cillian Murphy.
Oh.
And that will be the nice little celebrity shoe in there to bring a little more culture to the Irish attraction. So 2 attractions, pub shopping, and some live music. I think that's a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Are we going to be able to understand Cillian?
Yes, of course. He'll enunciate properly.
Peaky Blinders. I tried it again. It's just so hard.
That's also a Birmingham British accent. It's not his normal speaking voice.
Calm down, Rover. I was only kidding.
All right. Well, that wraps up our World Showcase 2.0. I think we did a pretty fine job,
guys. I'm sure that we're definitely under budget.
We spent a lot of money.
Well, I only actually spent on 3 of my pavilions because UAE picked up the tab on the other one. So I'm coming in under budget.
Oh, good. Right, because you're just charging the UAE.
People are
going to
call that
ones.
blood money.
Andrew used blood money to make his version of the World Showcase.
Oh man, yeah. I think this is a really good mix. We mentioned this in the beginning of the episode when we drafted them, but like these countries are all over the place. It definitely is more representative of the world than the current World Showcase, and that's not to Disney's discredit. They just they were just trying to find countries that were agree to it.
Right. Yeah.
So, John, thank you so much for coming on, and especially for giving us such a great idea for an episode. When we saw you pitch us this episode, we were like, this is so good. We have to have you on in order to make it happen. So we appreciate you coming on for our 100th episode and for leaving us a great review, too.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, John.
Well, Sean, JJ, Andrew, thank you so much for having me on. I love listening to the podcast. I was really pumped when I met you guys at Wilderness Lodge last year. And really and truly, this was so much fun, so cool. Thank you for making my episode. And I will see you at the watering hole. Cheers to the next 100 episodes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Thanks a lot, man. We really appreciate it.
And a special thank you to the listener, you in your car or vacuuming, doing chores around the house, whatever you're doing as you're listening to ReedyGeeks here. We really appreciate your listen. Everything you guys are doing, talking with us on Instagram and reaching out, writing reviews. We really appreciate it. Our 100th episode. I don't know if we thought we would be doing this 2 years in, but it's knowing that you guys are out there listening that motivates me at least.
Agreed. This is a really good year for us to be geeks, and we're really excited about the future, and we've got a lot more cool stuff to offer and to, put out there.
Yeah, it's been fun, and I hope that we're celebrating 150 episodes, and then maybe another 50 after that. So yeah.
All right. Well, yes. Thank you again. And Sean, you want to take us out?
Thanks for listening to another episode of the ReedyGeeks podcast. Like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Any questions, comments, concerns, future titles, or topic ideas, email us at reedygeeks@gmail.com, and check us out on all our socials at ReedyGeeks. We'll see you next time.
He's probably trying to find Morocco in Asia.
Yeah.
This week's Honest Send-Off comes courtesy of John from Florida. If you have an honest send-off that you want played at the end of one of our episodes, please submit an audio clip to us via our email address, reedygeeks@gmail.com. ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast, is hosted and executive produced by Andrew Shopey, Sean Murphy, and JJ Hefner. Music and audio engineering by JJ Hefner.
Bon voyage.